this next conversation is all about partnering for protection, service dogs and support systems in emergency response. And I'm joined by Mark Walden from Agria Pet Insurance and Brian and Ferris.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for joining us. So Mark, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role at Agria Pet Insurance, please?
Yeah, so it's great to be here at the Emergency Services Show. I'm the Welfare and Service Animal Manager at Agria Pet Insurance. We are proud to insure service dogs, and so I'm overlooking the product for service dogs and of course looking after our partners that are associated with them.
And can you give us a bit of an overview in Agria's history with animal welfare and rehoming and how that shaped the work that you do today?
Yeah, so we Agria Pet Insurance is in actual fact it's the oldest pet insurance in the world. So we started way back in 1890 in Sweden, and over the years we've expanded across mainland Europe and Scandinavia, and we've always approached pet insurance with welfare in mind, and we only do pet insurance, so we don't do house or car insurance. We like to stick with pets and say that this is the area we want to focus on. And in the UK, the growth of our business is largely down to our partnerships. So it started off working with welfare and rehoming organisations. So we work with hundreds across the UK, and then we've sort of expanded into the welfare world, focusing on assistance dogs, and now we are delighted to say service dogs, even when they're acting as well.
And you're here at the Emergency Service Show, and you're launching you're putting a spotlight on a new product, service dogs insurance. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah. So it's a very niche world, I can appreciate, but we wanted to. Well, it started off with insuring working dogs, and so we looked at insuring gun dogs, dogs for showing, and then we wanted to actually expand on that because we realised that these dogs are so well looked after, they're so well trained, and it just makes perfect sense to do more in that world. And so we've expanded, and with service dogs in various sectors, we actually realised there's no such thing as pet insurance for some of the most amazing dogs we have on our streets, looking after us with our welfare, our safety in mind. And I think it was the absolute right decision for us to go into that market. We appreciate, in terms of comparing it to the overall dog population in the UK, it's a very small area, but we were quite shocked actually when we discovered that police dogs, for example, there's just no insurance for them. They're all expected to be paid either by the constabulary or by the handler themselves, which can be very difficult and complicated for those who are there to look after us on the streets.
And what would you say are the key differences to this new product and standard pet insurance?
Yeah, so there's always a bit of a misunderstanding or lack of understanding, I suppose, in the insurance world about what is a working dog. Okay. Taking your dog to the office can be classed as working your dog to some insurers, and it creates a lot of problems for dog owners out there. I think a large part of it is lack of understanding of the complexities, I guess, that these dogs have when they're working. But in actual fact, what we found was that these dogs are so well looked after, they're so well trained, and so for us it was a bit of a no-brainer for us to go into that sphere and do what we can.
And many of the attendees in the audience here at the Emergency Services Show, they do work with service and they work with working dogs. What benefit does this product have specifically to those who work in the emergency services?
Yeah, so at the moment, for the majority of the service sector, there is no insurance out there for them. So it's very difficult to source anything. And when something unexpected happens, when they incur an injury or an illness, they're expected to pay thousands and thousands of pounds, which I appreciate not everyone has. So we wanted to make sure that we create a product that covers for injuries and illnesses even whilst they're working. And that's a really important component. And for other sectors of the service world, for example, search and rescue, I would say 90% of the time they're just everyday pet dogs that we're used to at home, except they've got a very specific job saving people's lives. And just because they do that interesting little job on the side, no insurers would want to touch them. So we felt that that was wrong, and we wanted to make sure that we were able to provide a solution for them.
I'd be interested in Brian and Mark, both of your kind of perspectives on this one. Perhaps any examples or types of situations where the cost of insurance that could help cover, perhaps that you've maybe experienced, and then the cost from an insurance perspective and covering that. Perhaps you could give me the insight there.
Well, I suppose a big component, which I haven't really touched on, is third-party liability, because these dogs are expected to go to places where dogs typically aren't allowed to go. And so we want to make sure that we cover damage to people, damage to property, and damage to other animals. I mean, but from our perspective, assistance dogs, they are trained to work with people, so the risk is significantly low. But we understand as well that that's a very important aspect that people need to have for anything expected.
Yeah, I mean, third-party liability is a real thing, and lots of insurance companies just won't do it because your dog is working, therefore we're not going to cover it. To come to someone like this, you're quite often required to provide a certificate of third-party cover. So yes, I agree. That's a real thing.
And then we've got sort of beyond covering, I guess, say vet bills. What additional support does the Service Dogs Insurance offer to handlers and organisations?
Yeah, it's a good question. So one thing we have, where all of our policy holders will have access to, is 24/7 pet health. We've got an app called the Agria app.
Okay.
So everyone will have access to speak to a vet should they need to ask that silly question. I don't know about you, but if my dog walks a bit funny, or if he's acting a bit funny, and you want to have that second opinion, it's a great resource to have and have access to. It's completely free, and it avoids going to the vets, which can be very expensive, as I'm sure a lot of pet owners will have. But we also like to get involved in various sectors. We were involved in the police dog trials this year, which was just so exciting and fascinating. And we really like to really engage in the sector. We've got our partners at Service Dogs UK, who we are absolutely thrilled to be partnered with. And we like to engage with them, because without their feedback, without understanding their needs and requirements, then we wouldn't be able to grow in this field.
Okay. You mentioned, the service of that 24-hour, being able to get in contact with the vet about healthcare, and that goes some way to help you managing your budgets. But how do you see this product helping services manage when it comes to budgets and resources when it comes to animal care?
Yeah, this is quite a key one for us, because you're looking at bills typically costing £2,000-3,000, and a lot of these people are handlers, they're contractors, they have a business, and it's always for them, if you can forecast a monthly budget in the form of a premium every month, then you can cover anything that's unexpected. They don't have to worry of their insurers invalidating their claim if you tell them that they've gone to somewhere interesting or somewhere where typically dogs aren't allowed to go. So it's about peace of mind, and it's about making sure that we've got their backs for anything unexpected in relation to their health.
So what kind of response have you had to the product so far?
A really interesting question, and quite a variety of responses, all very positive. There's some sectors in the service dog world that there's no such thing as pet insurance. It's almost like, for me, it's talking about pet insurance for the very first time. And I had a conversation with a dog handler in this very venue. He was a sniffer dog for drugs, and he was saying to me, "Oh, there's nothing out there that exists. I've tried, I've gone everywhere, and I just don't. There's no such thing." And I was trying to convince him, actually there is, and let me give you a call. But yeah, it's lack of awareness that anything exists out there.
Yeah.
And I think that the growth of our product is going to be through partnerships like ones with Service Dogs UK, events like the Emergency Services Show, and interacting with the sector itself, as opposed to the usual advertising that we're so used to with pet insurance. So it's going to be very niche, very targeted, It's going to be educational piece for all of these handlers for the most part.
And for anybody watching this, what could be their next steps for getting in touch with you?
Yeah, so have a look on our website. We've got agriapet.co.uk/service dog insurance, and or they just search service dog insurance on Google. They'll be able to find us. I'm the key point of contact, so if anyone's got any questions, always welcome to reach out to me. It's always about making sure that they've got peace of mind and the confidence knowing that they can go out there with their dogs, save people's lives, change people's lives without the worry that anything unexpected in relation to their health, their dog's health, is covered.
Well, thank you, Mark,
Thank you.
Brian, and
Thank you.
Ferris. Lovely to have you all here today. Thank you very much.
Thanks.